And can I say this to the person that's in my DM and say, Rose, you better make better moves and end up like Mayweather? First and foremost, do you actually believe Floyd Mayweather is broke? Do you? Do you? Let me make this clear right now.
Mayweather has money problems. He owes the IRS, he owes car dealers, he's pawning jewelry. A guy who's made hundreds of millions of dollars in his career is somehow running out of money. And now he's suing everyone, claiming he's owed.
Somebody slid into Rick Ross's DMs recently with a warning dressed up as a joke. Ross, you better make better moves and end up like Mayweather. Ross didn't let that one slide. First and foremost, he asked, do people actually believe Floyd Mayweather is broke? Because if that's the theory going around, he wanted to shut it down immediately. The rumor itself has been building for a while now.
I just said this a few times in my DM. Do I believe Mayweather broke? No. No. Please don't listen to the rumors. Lil' bro is worth way more money than you can imagine. Any of your articles, whatever they coming with, that's Ricky. You know, I'm popping money shit, so y'all got a few questions of other people too, but I'm just saying, y'all should stop the nonsense. Big homie got, and not only that, how much paper Mayweather done made, it's how much more money he gon' get. He gon' get. He is still the face of boxing. Talk about it.
Money Mayweather supposedly has money problems, owing the IRS, owing car dealers, pawning jewelry. A guy who's made hundreds of millions of dollars across his career is somehow, according to the internet, running out of cash. And now he's suing people left and right, claiming he's owed money too. The internet has been going wild over Floyd Mayweather again. And this time, Rick Ross decided to jump straight into the middle of it during a live stream.
In the ring?
I think it got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money?
Yeah, it took, been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your, your local host in a nightclub, because you need that action.
Ross addressed it head on. He'd already said this a few times in his DMs. Does he believe Mayweather's broke? No, not even close. His advice was simple. Don't listen to the rumors, because his little bro is worth way more money than any article floating around could possibly capture. Ross made it clear he wasn't interested in entertaining the noise, adding that people should stop with the nonsense, because whatever Mayweather's already made is nothing compared to what's still coming his way. According to Ross, Floyd remains the face of boxing, full stop. Someone pushed back, asking if Mayweather's return to the ring is really about the money being gone. Ross seemed to acknowledge there might be something to that, pointing out that it's easy to assume someone fights, gets the money, spends the money.
I know for a fact Floyd Mayweather not broke because Ricky Rose would give and put $50 million up to Floyd Mayweather, $50 million up to Gervonta Davis, aka Tank, and I will book the Hard Rock Stadium myself. If Mayweather needed that 50, we can make that happen.
Then fights again 2 years later once it's gone. He wondered aloud whether it's really about overhead, the day-to-day, month-to-month cost of maintaining that kind of lifestyle. He didn't want to get too deep into it, but he admitted that kind of spending really can disappear fast. These days, he joked, you call Floyd and he'll show up at your local spot in a nightclub because he genuinely needs that kind of action right now. Still, Ross was adamant. He knows for a fact Floyd Mayweather isn't broke, because Ross himself would personally put up $50 million for a Floyd Mayweather fight against Gervonta Tank Davis, and he'd book Hard Rock Stadium himself to make it happen. If Mayweather genuinely needed that $50 million, Ross said, they could make it happen today. Of course, none of that stopped the online chatter. All anyone had to do was Google Floyd's name next to the IRS, and the news was right there.
Floyd's name and the IRS. All the news is out there. He owes jewelers money. There's back paid rent for real estate in New York. It's clear that he is now part of the no money team, which is very ironic.
He owes people lots of money. The IRS just leaned on him again, Fat Joe style, leaned back on him.
Reports of him owing jewelers money, back paid rent tied to a New York City real estate situation, the whole thing painted a picture that he'd somehow joined what people were calling the No Money Team, which, given his nickname and his whole persona, struck a lot of people as deeply ironic. He reportedly owes people a lot of money, and the IRS has apparently leaned on him more than once. Ross pushed back hard against all of it, making it clear he doesn't buy any of the broke narrative. In his view, people are far too quick to judge somebody's financial situation based on what they see or don't see on social media. Just because someone isn't constantly flexing their lifestyle online doesn't automatically mean they're struggling. Naturally, it didn't take long before another familiar name entered the conversation: 50 Cent. Whenever Floyd Mayweather starts trending, fans have almost come to expect 50 to chime in, and this time was no exception.
And 50 Cent, you're on a raft.
On the raft.
In the middle of the ocean. You look in the ocean, you see two people. You can only pull up one, all right? You look in the ocean, you see Game, and you see Mayweather. Who do you pull up, and who do you leave in the ocean?
I put Floyd up still.
I heard that.
Yeah, he's still, Biggie still is my bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he just did some crazy. He just went crazy.
In one older clip that resurfaced around the same conversation, 50 was asked a hypothetical. Imagine he's on a raft in the middle of the ocean and he sees two people drowning, Game and Floyd Mayweather. He can only pull one up. Who does he save and who does he leave behind? 50's answer was immediate. He pulls Floyd up. Still his brother, he said, despite everything. He acknowledged that Floyd had done some crazy stuff and that their friendship goes back to 2002. At some point, 50 said, he started looking at the way they were both talking about money, bragging that they had all the money in the world, that they'd burn through it and just make more. So what's the big deal? When 50 suggested changing that messaging,
We've been friends since 2002. There was a point where I'm looking at things and I'm going, yo, we kind of got the wrong messaging point. Because we're saying we got all the money in the world, we're gonna burn it, we're gonna get it again. So what? When you say change it, he goes, nah, you do that, Fa. He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him.
The arena have just shown Floyd Mayweather and they begin to boo immediately.
They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money.
I take 30 watches with me.
Floyd apparently brushed him off completely. 50 recalled something Floyd told him once, plain and simple. He asked what a prize fighter fights for and answered his own question, the prize. According to 50's retelling, people don't watch Floyd fight because they think he's amazing. They watch hoping to see him lose because a lot of people simply don't like him. Arenas would introduce Floyd Mayweather and the boos would start almost instantly. 50's read on it was that everything Floyd talks about comes back to money. No values attached. Nothing like what Ali represented for people. Floyd and 50's view never had that, just the money. Floyd himself, in that same stretch of conversation,
50, y'all was friends, y'all was like y'all was like billionaire brothers and shit like that.
I mean, the thing is this, I'm speaking from the heart.
Yes.
I just never understood where all this came from. 50 be at my house every day. This man sleep at my house. We go to the boxing gym. We kick it. We hang out. We cool. I come home. I went away on a little vacation. I come home, and then when I was on my vacation, I got the newspaper. I seen that it said that he started the TMT promotions. And when I came home, I guess he wanted to become 50-50 part, 50-50, in the boxing business. And my thing was just that
joked about taking 30 watches with him wherever he goes. Someone pointed out that 50 and Floyd used to be inseparable, practically billionaire brothers. 50 agreed, speaking from the heart, saying he genuinely never understood where things went left. Floyd used to be at his house constantly, sleeping over, hitting the boxing gym together, just hanging out and being cool. Then 50 described coming back from a vacation and reading in the newspaper that Floyd had started his own venture, TMT Promotions. Apparently, Floyd had wanted him to come in as a 50-50 partner in the boxing business, and that's where things got complicated for 50. Around that same period, 50 posted something on Instagram that immediately grabbed everyone's attention. He wrote, "Damn, champ, UTF. If you need some money, just call me. We could have kept this from getting so messy. Now the Fed's looking for you. Love you, bro. I'm not mad at you no more. Call me."
Anybody who knows Floyd knows he doesn't want to be alone. So in that situation, like, I was concerned about him because, like, I went to visit him more than anyone else that he would call a friend would actually visit him. And it's because I knew that he, I feel like this, he'll buy stuff for you to keep you around. His temperament, there's no balance. Like, he can do anything and they still stay there because it's like they're
yes men, yeah.
Right. The post spread across social media instantly, with thousands of people debating whether it was a genuine olive branch, straight up trolling, or just another chapter in a rivalry that's been running for years. 50 has claimed that anybody who actually knows Floyd knows he doesn't want to be alone in situations like this, that he, 50, was genuinely concerned enough to visit Floyd more than most people who'd call themselves his friends would bother to. Part of the reason, 50 said, is that he understood Floyd's pattern, that Floyd tends to buy things for people specifically to keep them around, that his whole temperament lacks balance, and that people stick around anyway because of what he can offer them. Someone then brought up another angle entirely, asking Ross how hard someone actually has to work to get that type of money. Ross's response cut right to it. If you're talking about Mayweather level money, that's a commitment that starts at 4 years old.
All right, I got another question. Said Rose, how hard you gotta go to get that type of money? First of all, what type of money are you talking about? If you talking about that Mayweather type of money, that's you start training for at 4 years old. That's why Mayweather deserved to go out and party, because dog ain't get no birthday parties. Christmas Eve, dog was doing 3-a-days. Them old had dog doing uppercuts, 3,000 at a time. Yeah, so what type of money you talking about? You want the 40 feet palm trees behind you? You gotta get up and go hard.
That's exactly why, in Ross's view, Mayweather deserves to go out and party the way he does, because that kid never got real birthday parties. Christmas Eve, Ross said, Floyd was in the gym doing 3-a-days. Trainers had him doing 3,000 uppercuts at a time as a kid. So when people ask what type of money he's chasing, Ross's answer was blunt. If you want those 40-foot palm trees behind you in every photo, you have to get up and go that hard for it. The relationship between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather has produced public exchanges for years at this point, so fans weren't exactly shocked to see another post throw gasoline on the conversation. Some people read the Instagram message as classic 50 Cent humor, dry, sarcastic, needling. Others wondered if there was something more sincere buried underneath the jokes. As always, the comment section split right down the middle. Meanwhile, Ross kept defending Floyd, arguing repeatedly that people shouldn't take every online rumor at face value. His broader point was that successful people become natural targets for speculation, and headlines rarely capture the full picture. That only fueled the debate further, with supporters of both Ross and 50 Cent sharing clips, screenshots, and reactions across every platform.
Rich, Al, y'all know what it is. The world's greatest nigga. Talk to him, Ross. You already know this Rich. Talk to him. We inhaling that alkaline. And you know it. Feel me? I'm sending out a prayer for all you Raider fans that was born in Miami. Pray for you.
Whether this settles down or turns into another full-blown public exchange remains to be seen. But one thing's clear. When Rick Ross, Floyd Mayweather, and 50 Cent all get pulled into the same trending topic, the internet pays attention fast. Ross didn't stop after that first round of defending Floyd either. He doubled down during a later live stream after a follower sent him a message warning him not to manage his money the way Floyd supposedly does. Rather than brushing the comment off, Ross addressed it directly, making it unmistakably clear that he completely rejects the idea that Mayweather is struggling financially. Around the same time, actual legal reporting added more fuel to the fire. Floyd Mayweather was reportedly facing trouble over an allegedly bad check for a $200,000 luxury watch. Beyond that, he was said to be facing another lawsuit, this one from a high-end Miami jeweler claiming he owed $1.375 million for a collection of watches and chains. According to court filings,
boxing legend Floyd Mayweather could be in a world of trouble for allegedly writing a bad check for a $200,000 luxury Audemars Piguet watch.
Mayweather had allegedly purchased 27 watches and 15 chains totaling $1.675 million from the jeweler the previous August, but had paid only $300,000 of that, with 5 checks reportedly bouncing along the way. That lawsuit reportedly followed other legal issues too, including a New York claim alleging he owed $330,000 in unpaid rent on a Manhattan penthouse, plus a separate federal case in South Florida tied to a reported $4 million jewelry dispute. Despite all of it, the 50-0 former champion was reportedly still scheduled to return to the ring that September for a rematch. Ross questioned why so many people seem so convinced Floyd is broke, pointing out there's no solid proof behind any of it. In his view, people online tend to repeat rumors so often that they eventually start sounding like established fact, even without real evidence to back them up. He suggested a lot of the loudest critics are making assumptions without knowing anything about what's actually happening behind the scenes. Ross went further, describing a specific frustration of his own, watching Floyd buy $300,000 chains, cop a new Lamborghini, all these flashy purchases, while Ross is sitting there wondering when Floyd's going to settle up on an investment between them. He clarified he wasn't trying to pressure him about it.
And Floyd Mayweather Jr. is facing another lawsuit, this time from a high-end Miami jeweler claiming he owes $1.375 million for luxury watches and chains. According to court filings, Mayweather allegedly purchased 27 watches and 15 chains totaling $1.675 million from AJ's Jewelry last August, but paid just $300,000. 5 checks reportedly bounced. The lawsuit follows other recent legal issues, including a New York claim alleging he owes $330,000 in unpaid rent on a Manhattan penthouse, along with a separate federal case in South Florida involving a reported $4 million jewelry dispute. The 50-0 former champion is scheduled to return to the ring in September for a
especially since Floyd had just gotten out of jail at the time. Ross figured he'd let him cool off before bringing money up. Asked if the amount involved was in the millions, Ross confirmed it was. He then pivoted to talk more generally about his own financial philosophy, saying that with one of his newer investments, he'd be pulling in something like $300 million a month. Asked what kind of investment that was, Ross said real estate. That even though he keeps plenty of cash on hand, he's heavy into real estate, and he leans on OPM, other people's money, pointing out you don't always have to use your own capital, which is exactly why it's important to manage what you do have carefully. He circled back to Floyd, noting that fighters themselves are assets. Their talent alone carries value regardless of anything else, so there's no real pressure on Floyd from his end. Ross just wanted to know when Floyd would settle up on his half. Asked if the number in question was over $2 million, Ross confirmed, roughly that, framing it as simply an investment at that point. To back up his broader argument, Ross explained that if Floyd ever genuinely needed access to a large sum of money for a real business opportunity, there are people in his circle, Ross included, who could make that happen essentially overnight. He described Mayweather as someone who still commands serious connections.
Get Floyd back in pocket campaign that goes on, where, you know, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you...
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the ability to generate major events on demand, arguing that people with that kind of network simply aren't in the position a lot of online commentators are trying to paint them in. Ross reiterated that Floyd's name and reputation alone still carry enormous value in the industry. He repeated the same core message from earlier. He'd said it a few times already in his DMs. No, he doesn't believe Mayweather is broke, and people need to stop entertaining rumors that don't hold up. According to Ross, someone with Mayweather's track record can still pull major business deals, partnerships, and attention whenever an opportunity presents itself, which is exactly why Ross thinks it's a mistake to judge anyone's financial situation purely off internet speculation or viral posts. That round of comments sparked yet another wave of reactions online. Some fans agreed with Ross, arguing people have been way too quick to believe every headline about Mayweather's money. Others weren't convinced at all, arguing the speculation will keep going until something more concrete actually surfaces. As expected, clips from Ross's live stream spread fast, with fans arguing in the comments over who actually had the stronger case.
One of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month.
What investment is that?
In real estate. I'm heavy in real estate. Even though I got a lot of cash, OPM. You don't always have to use your money. That's why it's very important for y'all to make sure.
With Ross firmly in Floyd's corner, the conversation had grown even bigger than before. Now people weren't just debating the original rumors, they were debating whether Ross's defense changed anything at all, or whether the speculation train was simply going to keep rolling no matter what anyone said. As Ross kept up his defense, fans quickly started connecting his comments to that other headline still circulating, 50 Cent's Instagram post. It didn't take long before people were comparing Ross's confident stance on Floyd against 50's far more sarcastic approach. As usual, those two very different reactions gave social media plenty to chew on. While Ross insisted the broke rumors simply didn't match reality, 50 Cent's earlier post kept resurfacing in the conversation. That same message, "Damn, champ, WTF, if you need some money, just call me. We could have kept this from getting so messy. Now the Fed's looking for you. Love you, bro."
Sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was,
I'm not mad at you no more. Call me. In a separate, older exchange involving Ross and 50, things got a lot more personal. Ross telling 50 to take it like a player, bringing up the mother of one of 50's children and her past work as a sex worker, with 50 firing back and calling him out by his government name, accusing Ross of being infatuated with his lifestyle. Asked point blank whether the relationship between him and 50 had improved, whether they're actually friends now, Ross was blunt. No, homie, wash. They've never been cool since day one. Pressed on why, given that they're both heavyweights in the same business, Ross said there was plenty of history and plenty of beef worth getting into, starting with 50's fashion sense, which Ross has needled him about for years, along with the fact that 50 doesn't own his masters and, in Ross's telling, needed Eminem and Dr. Dre to essentially rescue his career, unlike Ross, who says he built his own path through slip and slide with nobody handing him anything. He wasn't speaking down on 50, he clarified, for living in a 2-bedroom apartment, just noting that he does, which says something depending on who you ask. He also brought up 50's Diddy documentary, which hit #1 and stayed there for weeks.
I just said this a few times in my DM. Do I believe Mayweather broke? No. No. Please don't listen to the rumors. Lil' bro is worth way more money than you can imagine. Any of your articles, whatever they coming with. That's Ricky. I'm popping money shit, so y'all got a few questions of other people too, but I'm just saying, y'all should stop the nonsense. Big homie got, and not only that, how much paper Mayweather done made, it's how much more money he gon' get. He is still the face of boxing. Talk about it.
Arguing that 50 doesn't actually own any piece of that either, just gets paid a frat fee and his name attached, nothing more. That post from 50 spread quickly across Instagram and X, with fans debating whether it was just another joke or an attempt to stir up even more conversation around the rumors. The timing made it especially interesting, Ross publicly standing up for Mayweather while 50 was making light of the whole situation online, leaving fans with two entirely different narratives to pick apart. One side argued Ross was simply reminding everyone not to confuse online speculation with actual fact. The other side leaned into 50's long track record of playful trolling, pointing out he's used humor and sarcasm around Floyd for years. Going back to that friendship history, 50 has said he and Floyd have been friends since 2002. At some point, 50 said he started noticing what he considered a problematic pattern in how they both talked about money.
Let you know, 50, take it like a player. You had a child from a sex worker. I mean, she a sex worker. Curtis. You so infatuated with my lifestyle.
Bragging about having all the money in the world, burning through it, making more, treating it like no big deal. When he suggested changing that messaging, Floyd reportedly waved him off. 50 recalled Floyd once telling him, plainly, that a prize fighter fights for the prize, nothing more. In 50's reading, nobody actually tunes in to watch Floyd fight because they admire him. They tune in hoping to see him lose because plenty of people simply don't like him. Arenas would announce his name and the boos would start almost instantly, which 50 attributed to the fact that everything Floyd talks about comes back to money, with no deeper values attached. Nothing like what Ali represented for an entire generation. Floyd, in 50's telling, never had any of that, just the money. And in that same breath, Floyd himself joked about traveling with 30 watches on hand. The comment section on all of this quickly turned into a full-blown debate. Some users praised Ross for standing up for somebody he believes has been unfairly targeted by baseless rumors.
The history with you and 50, is it better now? You guys now friends, like you guys talk now, or is it still no relationship?
Nah, homie Wash, we've never been cool.
From day one?
No.
This is a big business you guys are a part of. You guys are two of the heavyweights in the business.
I mean, what is there to talk about?
A lot of things to talk about. History, the beef.
What kind of history? That he couldn't dress? That's all I used to tell him. Yo, you can't dress. You're not really getting no money. You don't own your masters. Eminem saved you. Dr. Dre saved you. All the big names. Rose did it himself. I came in through slip and slide. I had to build this myself. And I'm not speaking down on him because he lives in a 2-bedroom apartment, but...
He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom. Catch the alley-hoop now. Got him one by Yama, this bitch.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, he does. And if he does, what does that say about him? Come on now. Just the alley-hoop. Come on now. What does it say about him?
You're saying 50 lives in a 2-bedroom. He just did a big documentary on Diddy that blew up. It was the #1 documentary for like weeks.
They just use him. They'll put his name on there, give him $10K, and that's it. He don't own any.
Others said 50's post was exactly the kind of entertainment they've come to expect whenever Mayweather's name starts trending. Plenty of people also pointed out that the long history between 50 and Floyd has already produced countless viral moments, which makes every new exchange feel like just another chapter in an ongoing, practically self-sustaining story.
As of now, there's still no verified evidence confirming any of the specific financial claims circulating about Floyd Mayweather online. What is clear is that Rick Ross and 50 Cent have taken completely different approaches to the whole conversation, and both of their comments have only made one of the week's biggest celebrity discussions grow even bigger across social media. Somewhere in the middle of all this, and admittedly a strange tangent to land on, Ross also found himself fielding questions about his own habit of mowing his own lawn. Asked if it's common knowledge that he does his own yard work, Ross said pretty much everybody nearby knows, since when the weather's right, they see the big tractor out. A proper John Deere, tinted windows, radio, AC built in. Asked how many acres he's actually covering, Ross wasn't entirely sure, guessing somewhere close to 400, and mentioned he usually has friends out there with him when he does it. Pushed on whether he was just trying to save money by not paying somebody to cut the grass, Ross brushed that off, joking there's nothing wrong with cutting your own grass.
We've been friends since 2002. There was a point where I'm looking at things and I'm going, yo, we kind of got the wrong messaging point. Because we're saying we got all the money in the world, we're going to burn it, we're going to get it again. So what? When you say change it, he goes, nah, you do that, Fa. He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him.
The arena have just shown Floyd Mayweather and they begin to boo immediately.
They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money.
I take 30 watches with me.
And that when his crew sees the big tractor out, they know that means the boss himself is out there working. To understand why 50 Cent's Instagram post got so much traction in the first place, it helps to go back and look at his long history with Floyd Mayweather. Believe it or not, the two were genuinely close at one point, regularly seen together at events, publicly supporting each other's projects, looking every bit like they had each other's backs. Over time, though, that friendship completely fell apart, and what followed became one of the more talked about celebrity feuds, spanning both hip-hop and boxing. As the years passed, 50 and Floyd traded public insults, dueling social media posts, and interview jabs aimed squarely at one another. Their falling out spilled fully into public view, with each side taking shots whenever a fresh controversy gave them the opening. Fans watched the whole thing evolve into an ongoing rivalry, to the point where almost any interaction between them became instant headline material. Someone once asked Floyd directly whether he planned on getting back in the ring because the money was gone, bluntly putting it to him that the assumption online is he fights, gets paid, spends it all, and comes back 2 years later once it's dried up. Floyd, for his part, has generally responded to questions like that by talking about what the sport has given him, that he's put blood, sweat, and tears into boxing to get where he is, that he's thankful for support from people all around the world, from every walk of life, and that he genuinely enjoys going out and having fun because boxing and its fans have been good to him.
Common knowledge that you mow your own lawn.
I think everybody in Fayetteville, they kind of know when the weather's right and they see that big tractor out there.
You are mowing, you're mowing your lawn.
Yeah,
like a John Deere or something like that?
One time for John Deere.
Look at it. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass?
Got the one with the radio, the AC in it. I tinted the windows.
How many acres you mowing?
Man, I'm not even sure now. I believe close to 400. When I go out and mow the lawn, I had a homies with me too.
You're trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh? The AC broken in the...
So we got a bunch of other smaller tractors. So when they see the big one out, they know that's the boss.
Dude, that's the friendship I aspire to have.
No, that's
all
a friendship.
Your homies on the weekend, like, yo, what y'all...
Yeah, let's cut the grass. No, that's some of the coolest shit.
He's talked about loving the chance to display his skill and put on a show for people, about staying in shape and training daily, and about the fact that, despite everything, he's never really taken much punishment in the sport, crediting that to being smart, defensively sound, and calculated as a fighter, which he believes is exactly why, even now at 49 years old, he's still able to compete at a high level. Because of all that layered history, it wasn't exactly a surprise when 50 chimed in yet again on the latest round of Mayweather rumors. And Rick Ross, for his part, has plenty of history with 50 Cent as well, which only made this particular story more interesting to watch unfold. In one especially pointed older exchange, Ross brought up the fact that cease and desist letters and lawsuits have never really been something the two of them shied away from, claiming that 50 sued him once and that Ross's camp beat his ass in court, sending him home. Ross claimed 50 was actually broke by the time they pulled his banking records and said he genuinely felt bad about it. That led into a pointed back and forth about 50's past bankruptcy filing, someone pressing him on why, after declaring he was out of money and irritating the judge overseeing the case, he kept posting pictures that seemed to suggest the opposite. One of him eating a sandwich made of money, one of him opening a fridge stocked with cash, one of a coffee table built out of money, another with the word broke spelled out in cash, and one more with money spilling out of his pants pockets. Asked why he'd post things like that in the middle of a bankruptcy case, 50's explanation was that his audience doesn't understand the difference between Chapter 11 and Chapter 7. Over the years, Ross and 50 have traded diss tracks, interviews, and social media jabs constantly. Their rivalry stretches back well over a decade, with both artists regularly responding to whatever the other says and keeping fans locked in, although the intensity has ebbed and flowed over time.
Back in the ring?
I think it got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local host. And in a nightclub, because you need that action.
Their shared history means that whenever one of them weighs in on a major topic, people naturally start wondering what the other is going to say in response. That's a big part of why Ross stepping up to defend Floyd stood out to so many fans in the first place. On one side, Ross was dismissing the broke rumors outright and encouraging people to stop believing everything they read online. On the other side, 50 posted a message plenty of people read as sarcastic, which kept the spotlight burning instead of cooling anything down. The connections between these three names, Mayweather, Ross, and 50, go back many years at this point, which is exactly why one live stream and a single Instagram post turned into such a massive conversation so quickly. Whether it's old friendships that soured into rivalries, long-running rap beef, or viral social posts, the shared history between these three keeps fans watching their every move. Just as the debate over Floyd's finances was heating up, another story started making headlines. Reports began circulating that Floyd's planned exhibition fight in Greece had been canceled, with multiple outlets tying the situation to ongoing legal matters. Those reports spread fast online, adding yet another layer of speculation on top of everything else already swirling. In one older comment touching on this kind of situation, Floyd suggested that when something like this comes up, the best move is simply getting the right people involved to handle it properly, though the exact reasons and details behind the Greece cancellation have been widely discussed without every claim being independently confirmed. That wasn't the end of it either. Social media users started digging up fresh discussions about Floyd's past business relationships, with one of the biggest talking points centering on Al Heyman.
Gave the sport a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. So, you know, I'm very, very thankful for the support from people from all around the world, people from all walks of life. And, you know, I like going out having fun. Boxing has been good to me. The fans have been good to me. And I love going out displaying my skills and putting on a show for the people. You know, I'm in great shape. I work out every day. And I really never took any abuse in the sport of boxing. So just by being smart, being intelligent, being a very defensive fighter, and being a calculated fighter, I'm able to still compete at this age.
Now 49 years old, Mayweather continues to step.
Floyd's longtime business advisor and one of the key figures behind Premier Boxing Champions, better known as PBC. That professional relationship has shaped a huge chunk of Floyd's career, so naturally fans started connecting older stories to the newest headlines. Then 50 Cent jumped back into it once again. Online, he drew attention to older allegations and a leaked voice recording that circulated on social media for years, tied to claims of behind-the-scenes disagreements involving Floyd and people who'd worked closely alongside him. Some online commentators alleged there was tension over who actually deserved credit for PBC's success and direction, with claims that Floyd had publicly taken ownership of accomplishments that others believed were really the result of a much bigger team effort. It's worth being clear that these are long-standing allegations that have circulated online, and they've never been established as fact. Still, the renewed attention sent a lot of fans back to revisit the complicated history around Floyd's business circle. Supporters argue that successful athletes frequently become subjects of rumor the moment legal or business issues start making headlines. Floyd himself, addressing something adjacent to this in an older clip, made the point that you can't be the CEO of a company and also be a manager, calling that an obvious conflict of interest, comparing it to how he personally can't be both the CEO of Mayweather Promotions and an active fighter at the same time. His broader stance was that with or without Mayweather Promotions, with or without PBC specifically, he and his team would be fine regardless. He also noted that a lot of fighters like to say they're aligned with Al Heyman, but distance themselves from Floyd Mayweather specifically, pointing out that as far as he's concerned, everybody knows Heyman and Mayweather are effectively one and the same. Others online questioned whether all these resurfacing stories point to deeper disagreements that had been simmering behind closed doors the whole time. As all of these threads collided at once, Ross kept standing by Floyd publicly, while 50 kept adding his own commentary through social media, leaving fans with more questions than answers by the end of it. Between the reported fight cancellation, the renewed discussion of old business relationships,
cease and desist ain't never been nothing we been big on, and lawsuits, shit like that. 50 Cent sued me before. We beat his ass, kicked him to sleep in court, sent him back home. He was poor. When we pulled up his banking accounts, I felt bad for him. I really did. But
you declared bankruptcy. You said you're out of money. And then you irritated the judge in the case because you started posting all these pictures of you that seem to indicate that you have a ton of money. You put up this picture right here of you eating a money sandwich.
Yep.
You put this picture up of you opening your fridge and just finding money inside. You put up this picture, these are yours, of your coffee table, which is made of money. Then you put this picture up right here, which says you're broke, spelled in money. And then this one right here, which is just cash coming out of your pants. So why were you doing that?
My audience doesn't understand the difference between Chapter 11 and Chapter.
And the fresh wave of online reactions, the spotlight on Floyd Mayweather only got brighter, with every new post and report fueling another round of debate across the internet. As more of these stories kept surfacing, plenty of fans started pointing out that 50 Cent somehow always seems to have information before everyone else. Whether it's old business disputes or private disagreements, 50's built himself a reputation for resurfacing past events right when a major headline breaks. That's part of why the leaked voice recording being discussed online drew so much attention in the first place. Since Al Heyman is famously private and rarely speaks publicly, a lot of people were genuinely surprised to hear a recording claim to feature his voice circulating at all. Even so, the authenticity and full context of that recording have been widely debated and shouldn't be treated as confirmed fact. The whole situation also pushed fans to revisit Floyd's falling out with 50 Cent from years back. The two were close friends who even discussed going into the boxing business together, but those plans never fully materialized, and eventually the friendship broke down completely. Since then, both men have taken public shots at each other, building one of the more well-known celebrity feuds in the overlap between sports and entertainment.
How involved one experience. The very thing you know is get the right people for this situation, which is the right.
Some fans online now argue Floyd might have actually been better off had that business partnership gone through. Supporters of that view believe 50 genuinely wanted to build something real with Floyd and offered him guidance throughout their friendship. Others disagree entirely, pointing out nobody can actually know how things would have played out if they'd stayed in business together. At the end of the day, that's all speculation from fans looking backward with the benefit of hindsight. Another thread running through all of this involves Floyd's current legal and business challenges more broadly. Reports of lawsuits, contract disputes, and the canceled Grease exhibition have led plenty of people to question whether his business team has consistently acted in his best interest. Others argue that high-profile athletes routinely run into complicated legal and promotional entanglements simply because of the size and scale of the deals involved, which makes it hard to fairly judge any of it from the outside looking in. According to some of the reporting around the canceled Grease event, one explanation floated was disagreement over existing promotional agreements, with claims that previous arrangements involving potential fights against Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao may have conflicted with newer exhibition plans, while separate reports suggested another Pacquiao-related project was being negotiated elsewhere entirely. Those claims have circulated widely online, though the full contractual details have never been made public in any verified way. As all of these stories continue to unfold in them parallel, one thing seems certain. The debate around Floyd Mayweather isn't cooling off anytime soon, with Rick Ross defending him on one side and 50 Cent continuing to weigh in from another angle entirely. Every new development quickly becomes its own talking point across social media. No matter which side people land on, it's hard to ignore one basic fact. Whenever Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent, and Rick Ross all get tied to the same story, the internet pays close attention. These three have spent years generating headlines together, whether through old friendships, business deals gone sideways, public disagreements, or straight-up social media sparring. Every new comment seems to reopen chapters fans thought were long closed. Rick Ross has made his position unmistakably clear.
And you can't be the CEO of a company and a manager. That's a conflict of interest. That's no different from me. I can't be the CEO of Mayweather Promotions and be a fighter. That's a conflict of interest. So my thing is, with or without Mayweather Promotions, or with or without Premier Boxing Championship, we're going to be okay. And a lot of times fighters say, oh yeah, I'm with Al Heyman, but I'm not with Floyd Mayweather. Well, you know, if everybody know Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather is...
He doesn't believe the rumors about Floyd's finances, and he thinks people are far too quick to accept whatever they read online at face value.
Meanwhile, 50 Cent has kept posting messages a lot of fans read as sarcastic, keeping the conversation alive and reminding everyone just how deep his and Floyd's history actually runs. Their relationship has gone from close friendship to one of the most talked about rivalries in the space where sports and entertainment overlap, with public exchanges stretching back well over a decade at this point. Ross and 50 have their own separate history layered on top of all that. The two have spent years trading diss tracks, interviews, and online jabs, building an entirely different rivalry that fans have followed for just as long. Given all of that, it's really no surprise that when Ross publicly backs Floyd, while 50 approaches the same situation from a completely different angle, people immediately start arguing over who's actually right and what's really happening behind the scenes. At the same time, it's worth remembering that a lot of the specific claims about Floyd's business affairs, legal situation, and canceled events are still developing stories. As with any major celebrity narrative, rumors tend to travel a lot faster than confirmed facts do, which is exactly why it matters to separate verified information from online speculation as more details continue trickling out. What does seem clear, though, is that this long-running saga connecting Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent, and Rick Ross shows no real signs of wrapping up anytime soon. Whether it plays out through business, boxing, music, or social media, these three names keep finding new ways to stay connected. And with that much shared history behind them, every fresh headline seems to spark yet another round of debate.
So what do you think? Is Rick Ross right to go this hard defending Floyd Mayweather? Or is 50 Cent picking up on something the rest of us are missing? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.